Well, here we are again. This is not what we were expecting to see. So I showed you that little bit of... Did I show you that bit? No, you know what? I'm going to show you the video now of what happened last night. So take a look at this and you'll explain why you're now seeing Loopy Harold yet again with the bonnet up. You're not going to believe this, Loopy Harold. I thought I've taken it for a bit of a run, and thought I'd leave it running. It went up one notch, and I thought what I'd do while it's running, I'm going to loosen the bleed screw a little bit and vent some of the air that's in it. I've done that, and the damn thing has snapped off, and of course it's pissed out everywhere. So I've loosened the cap to take some of the pressure off, and of course that's pissed out everywhere as well. Can you believe this? This car, I've just taken the photographs. It was going up for sale tonight, and now I'm going to have to try and put that new. I think I've got a spare one of those. So I'm going to have to take it off of, if I can find it, and do that tomorrow as well. Now, what did I tell you about this car? Just never stops giving, does it? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Yes. Not amused, to say the least. It's dried out a bit since last night, but there you go. There you can see it's snapped off inside there, the plastic bit, and poured water everywhere. And as I said on that bit of video, that I loosened that to try and take the pressure off of there. It was literally going up and hitting that at force. It's all over the battery. Look, you can see it everywhere. It's still not dried off properly. By doing that, you can see it's in there. By doing that, it's it poured out of there as well. I'm lucky I didn't burn myself, because I didn't have any cloth on it, and I was just undoing it. So I was lucky. It spurted out the sides but didn't go up in the air. Otherwise I would have been scalded. Luckily I had one of these. I took this off of a previous car, so it should be relatively easy to change. It's a bit awkward down there. I might have to take the battery out to get to the bottom one, but it's just those one-use type things. So they're not meant to be one-use, and I have got the pliers to get them off, but I can never seem to get them back on again. So I should have some Jubilee clips that I can use on there to replace them, and then it's the same thing down the bottom. I will try and get it off, but especially at the angle it's at, it's probably not going to be easy, but I'll give it a go. So all I'm gonna do is take that top. It's probably lost most of its coolant, to be honest. I'm just going to take that top hosed off and drain out what I can that's left, and then I'm just going to take that off and be done with it. And then I haven't actually got any coolant left. I'm going to have to order some, but I'll put back in it what I can get out, and then I'll have to order some, because I used up what I had left on my sister-in-law's car the other day, so I've run out completely. So yeah, I'll do that. Not amused. I took the photographs of it yesterday, as I think I mentioned it in that bit of footage I just showed you from yesterday when it was doing it. I wish I'd actually, I was not in a panic, but I should have got the camera out and filmed it while it was spurting, and you could have seen it. But yeah, not amused. This project continues to keep on giving. So let's get this done anyway. So I'm going to set you up, and once again, welcome to Loopy Harold. Right, I've taken the pipe off on the top of the radiator, and there's nothing in it. Nothing's coming out. So I'm replacing the Jubilee clip, those stupid one-use things, which aren't one-use but often are. Just going to put a standard Jubilee clip. Luckily I bought some of these in Wilco's the other day. They were really cheap, so I bought about, I can't remember, half a dozen of them, 10 of them, something like that. I use them all the time, so I bought their entire stock of them, which wasn't very that many, but hopefully I've got some, because they're relatively big ones, but they're not tiny ones. Sorry, relatively big ones, but not tiny ones. Relatively big ones, but not that big, that go on the other hose. So I'm hoping that I better check actually and make sure I've actually got a Jubilee clip that will fit, otherwise I may have to go somewhere and get some, or Amazon, or get them delivered tomorrow or something. Oh, get your nose. Probably got a greasy nose now. My hands have got so dirty today. I just don't like wearing gloves doing this. So I'm putting this back on. Obviously I've not got the other one off yet. And I can't find any of my screwdrivers. They all seem to have disappeared. I know I've been using some indoors recently where I've been doing bathrooms and stuff, but I don't know where they've gone. It's really annoying. Right, that'll do for that. Let's done that up. Got to try and get these other ones off now. I may have to take this battery out. I think it's going to be difficult to get to it with the battery in. I can get to this top one, but no, I think I'm going to take the battery out. Is it going to make it easier? I'm not sure. Not sure. Anyway, I'm not going to film all of this. There's no point. You can't see much, can you, down here? But I'm going to fight to get this off. And put a new one on. I know I'm going to make a hole in my hand doing this. This is really awkward. Yeah, I'm going to take the battery out, just to easier to get to it. So I'll get this as much as I can done, and I'll be back. Right, I managed to get the clips off at long last. Took some doing. Now I've got to get the pipes off, which will probably take some doing as well. No, they're not budging. Thought as much. I've ripped my hand to shreds again in the same place that I ripped it to shreds before. I'm going to have to try and put some gloves on because this is just getting silly. All I keep doing is ripping my hands to shreds. And I can't even get the plaster to stay on. I've even wrapped some tape around it and it's still not staying on. Right, let's get them to take the plaster off. It's falling off, I might as well take it off. Can't believe I actually cut myself in exactly the same place I cut myself in the other day when I was doing the wing. Right, so well, there's any easy way of getting these damn things off. Oh, hang on, that one's coming. There we go, that's coming. Makes a difference when you can grip, actually. Make sure I get it the right way around. Yeah, no, there's only one way you can get it. There we go. Right. And in there, well, you're not going to be able to see that in there, I don't think. You might, if you can, let me see if I can see, you can see daylight through there. See that? That's where it was coming out. That's where it snapped and it was coming out. So unfortunately, that is fit for the bin. Very, very frustrating. Now what I've done with this one is I put some grease, lithium grease in it yesterday to make it a bit freer. Because it is only plastic. So obviously if it gets gunged up or cross-threaded or something like that, then you're knackered, aren't you? So well, it's already cross-threaded, I think. It's probably not the best idea that it's made of plastic. You've got plastic going into brass. Doesn't seem to want to go in straight. Oh, that's it, it's gone in straight this time. Now I'm going to loosen this the least amount of times as I have to. Now I don't know if you can see down there. Yeah, you can see the pipes there. So I've got to actually see if I can find some Jubilee clips that will fit on there. So I'm just going to pause you while I do that. and then we'll come back and hopefully put it on. Look at my hand. It all started to scab over, and now it's just all knackered again. Anyway, let's see if I can find some Jubilee clips that will fit. I managed to find one, but I'm not sure I've got another one. But I'll get this one on. Yeah, made it too small now. I was just tightening it up. It's easier to tighten it up when it's not on the car, when it's just in your hand. There we go. That's fine. So if I put this replacement one on, has it got? Yeah, it's got little dimples, indentations where you push it up to the hilt, for want of a better phrase. Really awkward things to get on. Is that in? Oh yeah, that's in. Oh, that wasn't too bad actually. Right, let's do that up. I've just got to try and find another one that will fit. I wondered, no, I don't think it was leaking that. It was obviously, it just snapped, and there's only a tiny hole, but of course when you're under pressure, I showed you the hole, it was only tiny. Right, that's nice and tight on there. So I don't think these, these aren't big enough. These ones, I don't think I've got any that are the right size. So I've not been able to get this one on. It's just too small, too small. I managed to get it on and get it started, but then I can't get the pipe on, so that ain't going to work. So what I've done is, the ones I bought for the radiator, I'm going to try and use one of those and to hope that they go small enough. So I'll put it over the pipe, get the pipe on, which is a job in itself. There we go, that's on. And now I'm going to try and do this up and hope that the worm drive, that's Star Trek, isn't it? Yeah, they are a worm drive, aren't they? Just do it up, do it up, do it up, do it up. There's going to be a big bit hanging out the side, but as long as it tightens up, I couldn't care less. And what I'm going to do for now, until I get some proper coolant, is I've got some blue coolant. I've got to keep dropping the screwdriver. I'm going to put that in for now, until I can get some proper red coolant. I need to order some. I don't know if I'm getting, I don't think you can see a thing here, can you? I'm getting in the way. Still turning at the moment, but I'm hoping it will go. It'll tighten enough. Get in there. Right, that is on and wrapped around. I could snip it off with tin snips, but is there any point? Actually, yeah, let's snip it off. I won't snip it off all the way. I use my wire cutters and I'll snip some of it off and then just bend the rest round. If I can cut it with those. No, doesn't want to know. Yes, it will. There we go, that's better. Looks a bit better now. Okay, so that's fixed. Until the next thing rears its head on this car. So, let's get this off and show you properly. There you go. So we've got new one on there, new one down there. So it should be okay now. So I'm going to fill it up with that blue coolant, run it up to temperature, and we'll run it like that. Obviously I've got to put the battery tray back in first. We'll run it up until such time as I can get some pink stuff delivered, then we'll swap it over. It just allows me to get the car back up for sale, because obviously I was going to put it up for sale last night, but due to this happening I wasn't able to do so. So once again, Loopy Harold is featuring in the video, which you weren't expecting. I'm not going to do a special video for this. I'm going to do this on the same video that I will tell you when I've sold it, which hopefully won't be too long. So until then, I can't switch the recording off while with gloves on, but so until then, see you soon. I don't know why, but it seems that it's fixed itself. You know, it was sort of slightly getting a bit too hot. Now I've done that and put more coolant back in, putting the blue coolant in, funnily enough. I took it for a spin, only drove about a mile, came back, left the engine running, when, you know, just sort of pottering around doing stuff while the engine's running. Every now and again the fan is coming in, it's staying on for about 10 seconds and then going off, which is what it should do, and the temperature's not going above normal. So I don't really know what's changed, apart from the fact I've changed that pipe. I mean, the pipe didn't have a blockage or anything like that. As far as I'm aware, the water was getting through to the radiator. The thermostat was opening, as far as I'm aware. I don't know. Really bizarre. But I've had it sitting on the driveway for about 20 minutes now. After a run, it was running up to normal. Then I took it for a run. Then I've brought it back and it's been sitting there. And it's been sitting ages, just ticking over. And that is when it normally would have gone up. And it hasn't. As I say, the fan's coming in for a few seconds, going off, temperature staying at normal. So, I don't know. I want to be sure. I want to put it on the Mum's Group and sell it, but I didn't really want to put it on the Mum's Group based on the fact that it might not be right. I'd rather sell it on eBay and sell it not as a trade sale, but, you know, sell it and say, look, as far as I'm aware, it's fixed, but this is the issue possibly that might come up. You know, this is why I'm selling it at a cheap price. I don't know if it's fixed. I can sell it as it is. You know, as a decent one. I think I need to drive around in it for a few days and then decide, really. Maybe I'll use it for work this week and see what happens. It's not a hot day today, whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. Possibly a bit. It's weird though, it's really strange, but yeah, I'm not going to put it up for sale yet. I'm going to keep it for a few days, drive around in it, see what happens. I think that's the only thing I can do, just to make certain that it's okay. But obviously I will keep you updated. So you might be wondering why you've seen Loopy Harold yet again. So what you've just seen was a bit of a catastrophe, but we fixed it. We then drove it, I then drove it to work a couple of days running, the same journey that I was doing before when it was overheating, stopping in queues of traffic at the same places. The fan was kicking in for like 20-30 seconds and then going off like it should do. It was all fine. And it was getting to the point where I was thinking, let's sell it, let's do it, let's get rid of it. And then that rushing noise where the water started again, really loud, really loud. If you put your foot down when you're pulling away, you can hear it rushing, sort of coming from the passenger footwell, or behind the sort of the BCM module, if you like. It's sort of coming from behind there. So there's obviously air in the system still. Now, I thought, okay, right, we'll check that fluid again. As far as I know, that is not leaking. I don't think it's leaking. There's never any on the drive or anything like that. As far as I know, I think there's an airlock in there, and when that thing burst with the screw sheared off, I thought that sudden loss of pressure might, if there was an airlock in there or a blockage or something, that might clear it. So I've topped up with that blue coolant, as you know, rather than the proper pink stuff, and I've left that in there, and I've still got that rushing noise. So I haven't actually looked, but I think there's still air in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it running, take the cap off, leave it running for ages, although there's not a massive amount of petrol in the car, and see if we can vent that once and for all. However, I had a couple of instances where I started the engine, and it was bop, 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 put my foot down and it was okay. Then I moved it around from the road to the drive the other day, and it did the same. And all the time I was driving it, from like I turned it round, came down the drive, it was like it. It was drivable, but it was bop, 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 bop. It sounded really, really rough. On Saturday, I went to the pub. We were going to, quick story, we were going to a pub. I was going to drive the car there, leave it there, walk home, go back and get it the following day on Sunday. We ended up going to another pub which is not far away. Actually, that's irrelevant. I went down and picked the car up on Sunday morning, got in it, turned the key, just about started, and then it was so rough, like it was running on 2 cylinders, and then just kept stalling. It took me the best part of 10 minutes to actually get the thing to start. Now the strange thing about it was, when it eventually started and was okay, it sort of started off really rough, and then I was sort of doing this on the accelerator to try and pump fuel through and whatever, and all of a sudden it caught and it was fine, and then I heard the rush of water. Really weird. I don't get it. I really don't get it. So I'm glad I kept hold of it and not just sold it as it was, because I don't know now, I don't know what's causing it. But today, which is the following day after that, and it started fine. It started absolutely fine. So we need to have a look at this, I'll get a torch. We need to have a look at this coolant again and see what sort of level it's at. So I'm going to set you up here, and once again we're going to have a look. So I'm going to run a diagnostics. I put my laptop on charge an hour or so ago because it was out of power, and there's no leaks. There is nothing leaking whatsoever when it's on the drive. You know, whether that's the same when it's driving around, I don't know. I ain't taking that screw out again because I'm scared of breaking it again. I'm sure I won't, but I've never broken one before until this car. But yeah, why is it all of a sudden it just started fine? It's really weird, really weird. So let's go and get a torch and have a look, see what the level's at, and we'll take that cap off. It's only been running for about 5 minutes or so. I've literally just brought it in from the road, so I just want to try and get it warmed up and see if we can get this air out. Right, I've got a torch. Where is it? I think it's empty, or not the system's empty, but this is empty, I think. So I can't see a level, which makes me, yeah, it is. So that's obviously why. So I'm guessing that was because, let's do this carefully. It's going to be some, whoa, no, it's not empty. So it's actually the opposite of empty. The reason I can't see the level is because it's full, so there's probably actually too much in there. So we'll get those out of the way. So I need to do this carefully because I want to vent it. Let's get a cloth and do it with a cloth over my hand, or I'll put some gloves on actually. I'll be back. So it's me thinking there's not enough in there, and there's actually too much. God, blimey. So if that's doing it, why on earth is there water rushing around in there? There's got to be air in it. I need to let this leak out really. So we've actually got too much coolant by the looks of it. Much too much. I'm just going to let it leak. Now that hopefully is venting the air by doing that as well. That's it. Yeah, it's right up to the top. Now I can see bubbles coming out, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it running. So look, it's all leaking out now. Well, no, not leaking out, that's where it just came out the cap. I'm going to actually put another, no I don't think, someone did suggest we put another cap on, but this is obviously holding pressure. But I say this is right up to the brim, and there are lots of bubbles coming out. It's quite dirty as well, it looks. There are a hell of, let me show you how much bubbles there are. Looks horrible colour as well, doesn't it? So once I can get this running right, I'll drain this down again. But it's going to leak over the top. There we go. I'm just going to let it do it. There we go. It's gone right down now. Look. Look at that. It's gone right down. So that's the air coming out. So the air's coming out and is filling the gap with coolant. So it's quite clearly got lots and lots of air in it. It's coming up again. Horrible colour. I don't know if it's like mixing the blue with the pink, but it all needs a good flush through with fresh water and then filling up with the correct coolant. Yeah, it's coming. The level's coming up again now. Look, it's still bubbling away like a good one. Horrible, isn't it? Is it going to overflow again? That is a nasty colour. The fan was going to come in. That is gunk. Look at that. What on earth is all that shit? Going back down again. So I'm wondering if, I don't know, it's gone right down again. Right, I'm just going to leave this for a while and let it do its thing, and then we'll come back and assess what the hell is going on. But why do you think that is so gungy like that? Is it just the radiator needs a good flush through? The system needs a good flush through? Or what? What do you think? Look at it, the state of it. Horrible. It looks pink and clean on the floor. Really strange. I'm going to give it a few revs as well, and that obviously helps to get it to come through. But notice that there's I don't know what the temperature gauge is on, probably on normal. Yeah, notice that the fan's not coming in and it's not overheating or anything like that. Yeah, that's still quite low down there. Can't see exactly where it is. Let's put the torch down there so we can see now. Oh yeah, it's just on the minimum. I don't know if you can see. That smoke is just the leak stuff that's burning off. Yeah, it's just on minimum at the moment. So I'm going to leave it for a while, give it a few revs, and then we'll come back. See if we can once and for all get to the bottom of this. But this, to me, let's just put you back on here. This to me doesn't explain the reason for this rough running, and why is it all right now. I'm hoping that when I plug MES in, it might give me a clue. But it's running fine now, and it was running fine up until a few days ago. I say yesterday was the worst one. When I went and picked it up, it couldn't even get the thing started. But now it's ticking over as good as gold. It's really, really weird. So I'm still venting it, and it's shining. I've cleaned up around that lid, and look, brown gunge. But what I think is happening, if I shine the torch down there, the end of the torch, I can see, apart from I can still see the odd bubble, the bubble's still rising, I can see that coolant in there is blue. So what I think it is I think that when this boiled over with the blown head gasket before I got the car, all that crud was around the top of the cap, because the level of this has come up due to air in it since I did it. I think that all that's done is washed out all that crap that was at the top. That's my theory, because the coolant that's actually on the floor is clean as far as I can see, and when I look down there, it's clean. I can see it's blue. Lots of bubbles still. It's not brown like that was coming to the top, so I think that's what it is. I think that that's just got that crud around the cap. Look at it. Horrible. Almost like oil mixed with it. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe where the head gasket had blown, there was oil in there. So I think this probably could do with a good flush through. But then it may be, well, I say it is blue. It looks clean enough. So maybe it is just the fact that it was around the cap. I say, but this still doesn't explain why it was running rough and now it's running as good as gold. So I'm hoping somewhere in there is going to be a code stored somewhere that it'll give me a clue as to why. You know, if it happens to be an intermittently bad plug or coil pack or something, then I can change that, can't I? Which we've done twice on this car already when we were trying to get to the bottom of it. So frustrating, this car. I cannot wait to see the back of this car. And it is, as I've said before, it is annoying because it's actually a good car. It goes, when it's not playing up, it goes really well. It looks alright, it's clean enough. Now I polished up that back quarter as well, it's good. It's just such a shame that it's causing me so many issues. So I sort of feel that I'm getting somewhere with it, and I actually, as I said earlier, I thought I was sorted. I thought I'd actually got to the bottom of it, but clearly not. But we're going to keep persevering with this, and I'm going to carry on. Is there still bubbles? Actually, I think the bubbles have stopped. So I think, where is it? I think it's on minimum. So I'm tempted to top it up a little bit. Yeah, oh, it's below minimum now, so I'm going to top it up actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, I reckon that is crud on that. What's that one empty? Where is it? No, there's still air. Still air coming out. Quite a lot actually. I'll give it a few more revs as well. So I think this is going to take some time to do this, but I don't know why there's so much air in it. I've never had this problem before with air. Normally you vent it out of the screw there, which I really don't want to take out. I'm scared of taking that out now. And that's it. That's normally all you ever have to do. Anyway, we'll keep doing it, and as we said before, we'll come back and hopefully we'll get to the end of it. Hopefully. Right, it started fine. Started absolutely fine. Still got a rush in water, but yeah, started fine. Right, let's get the diagnostics out. Plug it in, see if we can figure out what caused the rough running and unable to start it pretty much for 5 or 10 minutes. Let's get the tools out, plug it in, and we'll come back, see what we got. if anything. So I'm no engine started, obviously the ignition's on, and I've just connected to the body computer, and it's come up with this intermittent fault, the mini crypt. I've seen mini crypt once or twice before. It might have even been in this car. I've no idea what a mini crypt is. Absolutely no idea. So I'll have to Google it, I think, and see what it is. I'm going to take a photograph of the error number as well, and Google it and see if that comes back with anything. So I will update you as to what that is once I've Googled it. So I'll disconnect from here, and then we'll connect to all the other ECUs, and then we'll disconnect, start the engine, and connect to the ECU to the engine ECU, see if that gets anything. But yeah, mini crypt, no idea. Right, I've connected to the dashboard and the body computer, no fault codes. I've just taken the yellow adapter off, plugged the Elm lead back in, started the engine, connected to the engine ECU. As you can see, no fault codes. So the mini crypt, whatever that is, I still haven't Googled it yet, is obviously the only thing that is coming up, which is weird. So I mean, we got all this live data. I mean, without a intermittent problem, who knows? Let's have a look at the spark advance. It doesn't really mean anything. All on 0.0 degrees. So that sounds like that's probably good. Don't know. Who knows? Injection time doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't mean a thing. The fact that the injection time is 3.6, 3.7 milliseconds and the correction is 0, it obviously means it's not correcting it, so I assume that that's okay. Weird. Where's my cursor gone? Obviously I changed the knock sensor. 0 volts. I don't know if that's what it's meant to be, or don't know, no idea. No idea. Engine torque. 31 Newton meters. Desired engine torque is 30.7, so that's about right, isn't it? Intake pressure 5. These don't mean anything. They mean absolutely nothing. I mean, the car's running fine. This is the stupid thing about it. The car's running fine now. Bizarre. So the lambda, I mean, the lambda, if there was a fault with the lambda, even an intermittent fault, that would have come up. That would have come up as a fault. And it hasn't. So I need to look up, see what this mini crypt is. I mean, there is a hell of a lot of live data that you can look at here, but what do I look at? There's nothing wrong. It's running fine. See if I can. I don't know if you're going to pick this up. Can you hear that water? Let me turn my microphone off and hold it down there. It's not doing it as much as it was. You just put my mic back on. Yeah, it's not doing it as much as it was. I need to take it for a spin, really. But that's weird, isn't it? I need to get some petrol with it as well. I don't know. I'll give up. So I'm gonna Google that mini crypt thing now, and see what it is, and I'll come back and tell you. Right, mini crypts. As far as I can figure out, there's not an awful lot on there, but I googled the codes at U4026 or something. Can't remember. Anyway, I googled the code first, and what that comes back to is something to do with the immobiliser. Now, a couple of weeks or so ago, this has happened in other Fiats before, where for some bizarre reason, when you put the key in, you get the little padlock symbol up on the dash. It's only happened once in this car, and I've had it in other cars as well. It happened in the Abarth as well, I think. It's pouring the rain again. And all it was, you turn it off, turn it back on again, it's fine. So for some bizarre reason, instantaneously, just for a small amount of time, the body computer loses contact with the chip in the key. That's what it is. That's why it was a stored code for it. So that was obviously nothing to do with the problem I was having on Sunday morning. So I don't know. I don't know. I think the only thing I could do is, again, I mean, I can't sell it with this problem possibly reoccurring. I just can't do it. I wouldn't sell a car unless I know that it's problem free. And at the moment it is problem free, but it's happened to me, well, Sunday it happened to me obviously big time, where I just couldn't even get it to start and stay started. I was literally pumping the accelerator to try and get the revs up. It's going, excuse the face. And it's running smooth as anything, smooth as silk at the moment. As I say, went out in the street where I parked it overnight, started it up, fine, absolutely fine. So I think I'm just going to continue to drive it around for a few weeks, see what happens. If it don't come back, I'll sell it. If it does come back, I think while it's doing it, I need to plug it in. But the problem is, of course, like on Sunday, it was doing it, but I couldn't get it to start. As soon as it started, it would cut out. It would blah, 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 and then cut out. As soon as it started, the revs went up to normal, the sloshing water sound started, and that was it. It was fine. So, of course, then it's the same as it is now. So, and there's no stored codes. Why is there no stored codes? You would expect there to have been, whatever was causing that, I would have expected to have stored a code. But there isn't anything apart from that mini crypt, and that's obviously clearly nothing to do with it. So I guess I'll have to end this video here. It's not a very long video, but I know how you all like your I'm sure you're all willing this to happen to this car. Loopy Harold, just November I bought this car last year, November, and it's now August. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Still, anyway, I'm looking for another car at the moment. There's another one today, another two actually, high mileage, 79,000, so it's higher than I would normally want. But apart from the white car, which I'm still working on and off when it stops raining for long enough, I need another project. This is a white one that needs a new door and a new wing. It is a Cat S, but might have a little bit of damage down the A post somewhere. Can't see from the pictures, but it'll be a bit of a gamble. But at the moment, it's 20 to 11. Auction starts at midday. It's about number 40 something, I think it is, so it'll probably be an hour into it. It's at £400 at the moment, and it's only at Rochford, which is probably my closest, or certainly second closest site, after possibly Sandwich. And there's another one that's got about 1,000 miles less, which has got less damage, which I think is only a Cat N, but that's at, what was that at, 1,100? It's too much really, but I want another quick project. That one, I suppose the one that's at £400 wouldn't be a massively quick project. It depends. If it only does need a wing and a door. It's had the cam belt done. You can see it's been written in pen on the airbox. So it has had the cam belt done, which is good. So apart from maybe needing a service and possibly an MOT, I think it had a long MOT actually. I think it was May, so I might not even bother getting it MOT'd. Yeah, we'll see. I probably won't get it. I'll go for too much money, I expect, as they seem to be doing this week for some bizarre reason, or this week and last week. But we'll get one eventually. I don't want to buy something that I will regret because I haven't. Well, I have got a car, of course, two, including this one. But I've still got the white one to work on, so don't need. I've done that in the past where I've not knee jerk, but I've bought a car that I probably shouldn't have done. Oh, excuse me. Because I didn't have another car and they were going for too much money, I've either paid too much or bought one that I probably regretted. I don't want to do that again. So anyway, enough of that. That'll be for another video. This is Loopy Harold. We will come back with a Loopy Harold video, should there be any more, and one day I will film it being driven away, never to be seen again, by somebody who will at some point, hopefully, get a really good car. What's the mileage on there? 69,321. 11 plate, isn't it? Yeah, it's alright. It's a bit dusty in here now because I've been to the dump in it again, as you saw in another video. Need to give it a clean up. I was going to hoover it out again today, but this middle of August, was it the 15th of August I think it is today? something like that, certainly in the middle of August, and the weather is just abysmal. This is the worst summer I've ever seen in my life, in my very long life. Anyway, that's the end of Loopy Harold for the time being. I'm sure you'll be seeing him again. So yeah, take care, stay safe, and we will see you, if not on Loopy, on another one. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. That subscribe, where's the middle of the screen? There. Hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell. I need to knock up my subscribers. As I said in a previous video, 52.7% of viewers of the channel are not subscribers. Let's push them up. I want to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen, but with your help, hitting that subscribe button, I can do it. So let's do it. Anyway, as I said, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next video. Laters.